Hi Countryside, it's Joe Smith, your General Manager, and I'm here today with Scott Ortiz, our Director of Food and Beverage, and it's Friday, August 18th.
Yes. Yeah.
This is our weekly Friday update as we transition into our temporary facilities, and we are down to the wire. Last weekend for service in the clubhouse.
Yes.
And this is a particularly important update because we're going to tell you exactly what you can expect next week, okay? Many of you who are here, you've seen that all of our facilities are on site. We've had a crew all week working on getting temporary power to these facilities. And the last two items we're waiting on are power to our administration trailer and the kitchen trailer, two pretty important items there.
Sure.
That'll be done by Monday now.
Okay.
So a little bit delay. They're waiting on one more part that hasn't shown up for one of these temporary breaker panels. So that being said, the plan would be to operate in the clubhouse through this Sunday, as we originally planned.
As we've discussed, tonight's our last dinner service.
That's right.
In the clubhouse, and then we'll have lunch tomorrow and breakfast on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And then next week, beginning the week of the 21st, food and beverage service is going to be beverage cart only, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're behind a little bit with actually getting into this kitchen, so we really need next week now to transition over, get set up, so on and so forth. So that being said, Scott, when is our anticipated date to be up and operational in here?
So the 29th, Tuesday, August 29th.
Okay.
Has kind of always been like our drop dead date to get reopened. So that is still the plan, is to be reopened for lunch out of the kitchen trailer in the new wellness center dining room on Tuesday, August 29th.
Excellent.
So that'll still be the plan. You're going to see a lot of movement next week with the food and beverage team, both front of house and back of house, just continuing to try to get everything moved over and ready to go. So you'll see, you might, like Joe mentioned, after Monday when the electric is hooked up, you'll start seeing some of our kitchen staff in the kitchen trying to get equipment up and running.
And then we still have to coordinate our final inspection.
That's the important part as well.
For the food service of that facility. So that'll happen next week as well. So, but again, we can't do that until we have power to that trailer. So that is the plan with food and beverage. In addition to all that happening next week, our movers are still scheduled to begin on Monday. So you'll see a lot of activity in and around the club area, loading dock area, and probably out front with movers packing furniture, tables, chairs, the piano, equipment from the kitchen, everything that needs to be packaged, wrapped, and then brought off site for storage for the next year or so. The other item that'll be transitioning next week is the administration offices, which is this larger double-wide trailer just to the south of the wellness center at the back of the parking lot. The plan with that transition, we will be operating out of our offices in the clubhouse Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday we're targeting that as our big move day for the offices. So we will be on site Thursday, but that's the day where we will be actively moving from the clubhouse to this temporary trailer. So we will not be able to provide any of the services you're used to coming to the office for. RADs, website services, anything like that, we're not going to be able to provide on Thursday. And I will tell you, you're going to need to expect some disruptions in terms of phone service, maybe some internet outages as we are, finishing up that conversion and moving over to that facility. So again, our target with that is to be up and operating in that office on Friday of next week, a week from today. That's the 25th. So Lot going on over the next week. We greatly appreciate everyone's patience, and there's been a lot of questions. You all have been great with reaching out and getting the facts from myself or Scott or anyone else on the team. And you know, we're going to have some hiccups as we go into the next week. You know, but we're pretty confident in that timeline right now. So, so just to recap, beverage cart service only next week.
Yes.
Targeting to open in this for lunch service Tuesday the 29th.
Yes.
Administration will be in the clubhouse Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Thursday we will be unavailable as we'll be moving. And then in the offices Friday of next week, which is the 25th.
Excellent.
We do have a menu ready to go when we open up here. So Chef Jay and his team have been working on putting that together. So we'll put that up on the screen. And then I want to talk briefly about the site, and we'll do some aerial photos so you can see what's going on. But there is, if you're here locally and you've seen anything that's gone on the last week and a half here, you know, we've had the parking area between the wellness center and the clubhouse blocked off to traffic because a lot of our temporary electric has been run across that area. Just today they finished some ramps to cover some of that conduit, and then there's a lot of conduit that is running across some of these walkways out in front of the wellness center, also covered with ramps. But I just want to, again, just be mindful of that as you're in and around the facilities. We are keeping this parking area between the clubhouse and the wellness center closed for the time being, because in the next week or so, there's going to be a lot of activity in through there, and we just want to keep everything as safe as possible. So looking forward, we're still on target to see some mobilizing from our general contractor around September 5th. That's when you'll actually see the construction fence begin to go up, see some equipment show up, and some more construction type items in terms of a construction trailer and dumpsters and items like that. And at that point, you'll really have a good idea on what the site looks like and where residents and staff can be and cannot be. At that point, we will also be identifying parking spaces, where employees will park, where members will park, and we've identified some additional temporary spaces that are going to add some more parking availability along Countryside Drive to make up some of what we're losing down at the south end of the wellness center. So all of that will be properly marked. We'll have signage, and of course, you know, as we go into each week forward here, we'll provide more updates via video. So Scott, a lot going on the next week and a half here. You guys have been doing a great job. I know you got your hands full, as is all of our team. I know John and Cody have just, they've been awesome running all this network lines and helping with the electricians, and it's just, there's a lot, but we're getting close. For the most part, everything's going to plan, and really no major hiccups. So you'll see if you've been around the wellness center, we've started to get some plants over to this room, just to give it more of a dining feel. And I think you have some more plans to dress it up a little bit and make it feel a little different. So
We'll get there.
Excellent. Yeah, one day at a time.
Exactly.
Scott, did I miss anything? There's a lot to cover there.
I think we're good.
Yeah, awesome.
Got it.
Well, as always, if there's any questions out there, you know, feel free to find any one of us. Phone call, email, track us down in person.
Exactly.
More updates to come. We appreciate your patience, and we're looking forward to getting settled into Camp Countryside for the next year or so.
Thank you, Joe.
Countryside, hope you're having a great summer, and if you're here locally, we'll see you around the club real soon. Thank you.